Welcome to another Near Protocol update. I did not really want to make a video about this coin because, there's not much going on right now, but this was actually suggested by one of our Platinum members, so I guess it's time to look at it again. I have not talked about this coin in some time, so let me explain what's happening again in case you did not watch my previous videos. For this, I need to zoom out and I want to look at the daily chart first just to understand what's going on right now. And I actually want to start with what happened in the previous cycle. So in the previous cycle, we formed a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup that formed a first wave move to the upside. The bear market was an ABC structure to the downside, and that formed a second wave move down. And right now we are working on a main third wave move to the upside. This third wave, I cannot really confirm that we will get it, but if we do get it, it's going to take years to get it, and it's obviously not going to be completed in this cycle. In this cycle we will only focus on the first wave of the main third wave move to the upside. And right now, of that first wave, we already have a 1-2 setup on the chart, which is actually very good. And we are working on the third wave. Now, the third wave has not started yet because we do not really have 5 waves up. Right now we have a 1-2 setup on the chart right here, and we are still working on the third wave. We have been working on this third wave for some time now. The second wave right here actually ended in November, and the third wave to the upside, the target for it is the 200% extension of this 1-2 setup. That's at $10.96, let's say it's 97 cents, and it looks to be going up in an ABC structure. And yeah, we'll all see if we get a C wave soon. Keep in mind, if you look at the RSI, we just got to the oversold territory on the 4-hour chart, and this is a good thing. However, keep in mind as well that we are about to have a cross on the bull market support band, and this is actually very bearish because the red line will go above the green line. And I don't really like that. The last time the red line went above the green line was up here when, after Near finished the first wave move to the upside. And as you can see, after we got the cross, Near just did absolutely nothing for about 6 months. So yeah, we're about to get another cross on the bull market support band, and like I said, that's not the most bullish thing in the world. But as you can see here in the previous cycle, it did happen a couple of times. And that did not really confirm that the top was in. However, it did confirm it here, so yeah, it's not the best looking thing, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens next. But yeah, keep in mind, if we get a cross, and I think we will get one, the price could drop lower, and there is a chance that the second wave right here gets another low before we actually continue. Now, Near Protocol is still in an uptrend, whether you like to believe it or not, and maybe it just wants to test the trend line right here. So if we get below $4.03, it's very likely that we get another low in the second wave right here. And actually, let me extend the support zone just in case we need it. So the next support level would be at about, let's say, $2.97 if we drop below the trend line right here, and that would get us another low in the second wave right here. That would still not be bearish, however, it would not be the best looking structure, so I'm definitely not looking forward to seeing that. And what I would want to see right now is a third wave move to the upside, and after we get the third wave, if we get the third wave, we'll still need a fourth wave move down and a fifth wave move up to complete a first wave move, and this will only be the first wave of the main third wave move to the upside, which, like I said, is the third wave of this very big 1-2 setup on the chart. Now, the minimum target for that third wave would be at about $83. Is that realistic? Well, I don't know. It's highly unlikely in my opinion, at least, based on what's happening right now, but it's definitely not impossible because, at the end of the day, Near is still not a huge altcoin, so if it somehow blows up for some kind of reason, then there is a chance that it just gets above like $83, maybe to even about $150, but don't get your hopes too high. The bear market low was at about 99 cents. The previous all-time high was at about $21. So, even if we only double the previous all-time high, it would still be good. And from here, from where we're at right now, that would still be a 10x. So if you bought in the support zone down here at about $3 to $4, you should be fine for the upcoming altcoin season. Now, speaking of the altcoin season, I actually want to look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, and I don't know if you watched my other videos, I don't know if you watched my Cardano videos, but if you did not, let me explain what's happening right here. So we are in a lower high structure and we did not really break above the previous high right here, at least not yet. And we had a cross on the bull market support band about, let's say, about 67 days ago. Let's actually move this. And why is this important? Well, because the red line of the bull market support band went above the green line, and this is actually very bullish because usually after this happens in a post-halving year, we get a huge move to the downside. For example, here in the previous cycle, after we had a cross on the bull market support band where the red line went above the green line, and after we got rejected by the 0.618 resistance level of the previous all-time high, just like we did right now, a couple of days later, well actually 48 days after the cross, we started going down, and that triggered the altcoin season, and the same exact thing happened in the cycle before that as well. We got a cross on the bull market support band, we tested the bull market support band, and we went pretty much up for about 48 days, and then all of a sudden we started dropping, and that triggered the first altcoin season. However, this cycle is a bit different because in this cycle, it has been already like 64, 65 days since we crossed on the bull market support band. And if you remember what I said, in the previous two cycles, it only took 48 days for something to happen. Right now, it has been like 64 days and nothing has happened, at least not yet. But I'm still expecting something to happen very, very soon, and I've been saying that for some time now, and there is a chance that we test the 0.618 resistance level again before we get some kind of move to the downside, and even if we do that, that's still gonna be bullish, so I don't think we'll get above the 0.618 resistance level. However, if we do, that's gonna be new because we never broke the previous cycle highs on the Bitcoin dominance chart in a post-halving year. But keep in mind, even if we get another dominance high, let's say by the end of January somehow, it's still going to be okay because no matter how you look at it, we always have an altcoin season in every single cycle, and it always happens, in a post-halving year. And keep in mind, in the previous cycle, it actually started in March, and in the cycle before that, it started in March as well. So there's a small possibility that we just go sideways until March. I'm not really a fan of that idea, but it's definitely a possibility and you have to keep that in mind. Now, if you look at the Bitcoin chart, Bitcoin got to the oversold territory on the 4-hour chart. Also, why am I talking about Bitcoin? Well, because if Bitcoin goes down, then Near Protocol will go down with it. So if we know what's going to happen with Bitcoin, we might know what's going to happen with Near as well. And right now, like I said, it got to the oversold territory on the 4-hour chart. And this is actually very bullish because the last time it got to the oversold territory on the 4-hour was down here in the fourth wave move down. And this is when Bitcoin was at about $89,000. So yeah, it's getting stronger and stronger. And I think January will be, a very boring month. But I think that once February starts, that's when we see the huge move to the upside that everyone has been waiting for about 2 months now. And yeah, Bitcoin is still doing fine, at least based on what happened in the previous couple of cycles. It's still, it's not behind schedule or anything. It's still doing very, very well. And I'm still expecting it to get to about $255,000 by the end of this year. And I know that sounds insane, but I'm the same person who told you that Bitcoin will most likely be at about $100,000 by the end of 2024. And I said that when Bitcoin was at about $49,000 right here. And, everybody called me crazy back then, and it turned out I was right all along, so we'll see if my prediction turns out to be true or not. And yeah, Near Protocol, it has potential, but if we actually want to get like $83 by the end of the cycle, maybe even $150 by the end of the cycle, then we have to start going up at some point. Also, in the previous cycle, I don't know how you want to look at it, but this could also be an ABC structure, and if that's the case, in this cycle we could also get another ABC structure, and maybe we will not get a 4 and a 5. Also, something to keep in mind, Near Protocol actually topped like a few months later after Bitcoin topped, and actually when Bitcoin was going down, Near protocol was actually going up. It actually was going up during the bear market, and this is actually very, very interesting. So there is a chance that Near protocol just does absolutely nothing, and a couple of months after Bitcoin tops, that's when Near protocol starts going up. And I mean, that's a possibility because that's what happened in the previous cycle, but you know, there's also the chance that it just goes up with the other altcoins when they go up. So we'll see what happens with this, and like I said, we are still going up and we are respecting support levels. We barely got to this 50% extension of the first wave high in the second wave move to the downside right here, so things are still looking bullish, and I'm looking forward to seeing what this coin will do in 2025. So that's all I have. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to check out our memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts, and you know, if you want to suggest us videos like this for the channel. And yeah, if you want access to our daily Discord updates as well, like, subscribe. I will see you in the next one.